effort, and I'm very proud of my team at Look Ahead for finally making this happen. I was able to go inside the DC Gulag and meet with the J6ers, one in specific, William Cressman. I have to say, I've never been inside a prison before. I've never gone through the procedure of entering a prison as a guest, and it's quite a dehumanizing experience. And I would encourage anybody who's sort of in the DC area who's supportive of these guys to connect with Look Ahead America, and we will try to set you up so you can meet with a J6er, because these guys, they'd really like to have some outside interaction, really like to have people visit them as well as writing them letters. So please reach out to us and we can help you do that. Let me tell you a little bit about William Cressman. He was not charged with violence. I'm not saying that he did violence, didn't do violence, but he didn't. But not only did he not do anything violent, he's not even been charged with it. He's not been charged with any destruction of property. I think he was charged with threatening a police officer on January 6th at the Capitol and going inside the building. And one thing that it's sorry, there's a little bit of distraction going on here. So, not charged with any violence, not charged with any destruction of property. He has been locked up in here since, I think, January of 2021. So it's been 2 years and about 4 or 5 months. He has not even been given a trial date for, at worst, guilty of everything, threatening a police officer. Shouldn't do that, of course, but it makes it so clear that this is not about what these people did on that day, but because of their political beliefs. He was telling me about another person who was in the prison with them, who had actually assaulted police, taken away one of the officer's tasers, badly beaten the officer, tried to take his gun, encouraged others to take the gun. That guy was let go on bond because he basically said that, he agreed to condemn Donald Trump, agreed to condemn all the other guys in here, and they just let him go. So these guys are being, and look, he shared with me many stories in the hour we were able to spend together about the extraordinarily unfair, immoral, even for a prison, treatment that they're experiencing there. It's really rough. And really the only thing these guys have going for them in there is they've got each other, and they also get visits from people like us. And I know that William's getting a nice visit from his family next week, so he's very hyped to see that. He hasn't seen his daughter, youngest daughter, I think since they locked him up. So it's been 2 years. Again, these are for crimes that would, in most cases, get you like 3 months, 6 months, maybe at the very worst. And in most cases, not get you anything more than just a simple slap on the wrist, as it has happened before with Code Pink, when they removed barriers around the Capitol, when they interrupted official proceedings, paraded, trespassed, all the things that these people are being hit with. And the treatment of them in this prison, I mean, it is abysmal. The food, basically they're given nothing but sugar and carbs and garbage. No quality protein, not even very minimal salad or fruit or vegetables. It's unbelievable to me. And like, he made a bunch of grievance complaints about abuse from prison guards or people in the prison. They all disappeared. They swept their prison and threw all their stuff in the trash. They've done that repeatedly. When members of Congress come to visit, the maintenance people all scramble in there and make sure everything looks good for the members of Congress, and don't allow any direct or minimal direct interaction with them. And the silver lining, though, of members of Congress visiting is that they do get things fixed. So there's some good things coming of it. Just to give you a little bit of preview of what Look Ahead America is going to try to do for these people, there's very little, honestly, and it's very disappointing to me that we can do things about. Like we can do all kinds of different protest or voter turnout, all kinds of stuff to address other things. But these folks, I mean, it's basically you're taking on an entire presidential administration and an entire deep state, an entire DOJ, an entire FBI, and we mere community organizers are kind of limited. But 3 things we've got on board. Number 1, we're going to continue doing our podcasts, giving these guys a chance to tell uninterrupted and unfiltered their stories and what they've experienced. We're going to continue the Jobs for J6 program, which I'm very proud of, where a lot of these guys, they get out. In fact, I was just talking to William. He was completely blackballed by his union way before he was even locked up in here for political beliefs. A lot of times it's hard enough for an ex-con to get out. and get a job. It's even harder for those who are ex-cons who are also J6ers, because some POS reporter is going to show up and try, outside the employer when they find out, oh, you hired an insurrectionist, why are you doing this? So you have some brave employers who are going to try to give these people jobs. So you can learn, if you've been affected, go look at america.org/jobs for J6. And the final thing we're going to do, and we're going to start pushing this next month, is that the only people who are really going to be able to do anything about these folks is the next president. So we're going to bring the J6 question to the presidential campaign, where we're going to encourage you to confront and document presidential candidates, ask them what they plan to do about the J6ers. The vast majority of them have not been charged with any violence or any destruction of property. What are you going to do for these people if you make it to the White House? And we're going to document that. We're going to create a whole page on our site for this. We're going to push it out to media. And, some of those presidential candidates might say, yeah, I'll look into pardon. Somebody else might say those people deserve to rot in prison. But whatever they think about the issue, we are going to nail them down and make sure the electorate knows about it ahead of the next election. Well, our organization, we don't endorse candidates, we don't support parties, etc., but we're going to do our best to ask that question and then educate the electorate about it. So again, it was quite a heavy experience for me to be in there. But William Cressman, he's hanging in strong. I got to see Jake Lang as well. I got to hang out with his dad a little bit too. He's doing very well in there, as well as anybody could. And just remember, even if you don't really sympathize with these guys, the federal government can do that to you very easily. They can find an excuse. They can drag you to D.C. They can throw the Trump name out. Instant conviction here in the District of Columbia. There is no justice here. And then you're in there right alongside them with all of your rights denied, without access to barber. They don't give William his psychiatric medication. They've refused him. He's had to learn to cope without it. But denial of health care, denial of access, all the letters he sends, many of them don't get delivered, letters to his family. Even if there's legal stuff, still can't get out. Limited access to attorneys, not even a trial date. 2 years, 5 months, not even a trial date for, at worst, threatening a cop. And, solely because of his political beliefs. So look, pray for these guys. If you can come to DC and we can try to set up meetings with these folks. They love to get visitors. They love getting mail too. That's great. Love putting a little money in their canteen. I'll look into how we can do that and how we can. I'll let you guys know how to do it. But look, help us out. Help us out with our J6 question for presidential candidates. Hold your federal officials' feet to the fire anytime they're doing a town hall, or you have the opportunity to go to their district office or visit them in D.C. What are you doing for these people? What are you doing for this grave injustice? What are you doing about their abuse that's happening here in this prison? In all of our names. So we're all accountable for what's happening to these people. We're all accountable for what's happening in this prison. We're all American citizens. We have the power to change it, and it's incumbent on you to do everything you can. So anyway, thanks for hopping on my live stream here. I'll get this on the other social media. But America first, America forever.